Hello, this is Patrick White from AA Commodities and Investments from Spencer, Iowa, with your Friday, February 15th edition of the Market Recap. Today on Friday, we had March corn close unchanged at 374 3/4. March soybeans close up 4 at 907 1/2, and March Chicago wheat closed down 2 3/4 cents at 504 1/4. So let's head into the disclaimer here. Just remember that everything I'm talking about today is not a specific trade recommendation. It's just my opinion. If you would like to read the full disclaimer, please pause the video now. So let's go ahead and jump into the charts here, starting off with March corn. Held the 372 1/2 to 373 level today. Couldn't really get a whole lot going past that here. I guess the interim resistance level would be that 376 mark, and then up on top at 380. Really haven't heard anything from either the trade comments or export sales to keep this thing going higher. So hoping to hold the 372 1/2 level. Otherwise, 368 to the mid 360s would probably be the support level there in March corn. On into March soybeans, kind of the same picture in here. Not a whole lot of fresh news out of the China trade negotiations there, but they're still there. There's still the hope of China buying a bunch of soybeans from the U.S. So I think that's why we're kind of staying bid here a little bit in the near term. As long as we hold this $9 mark, this $9.03 to $9 mark in March beans, I think we're all right. And they've been just respecting that level here these last couple of days as well. So I think we're still range bound between $9 and $9.25 to $9.30. Not a whole lot to see here today. With that being said, though, meal has kind of taken a back seat here. Basically, they went up and tested that 310 level, couldn't get a close back above it. So the meal chart suggests that soybeans really shouldn't rally, but if we did get a rally back here above the 310 mark and challenge the 316 highs in March meal, I think that would be pretty positive for soybeans. And on the support side of things, I've got support in here at 305 and then on down to $3. Some of the guys I talked to in Chicago said that 293 might be a target for the meal chart. But overall, if you pop it out to a weekly chart, we've had good supporting action here between this $299 and $300 a ton level. And there's that 293 mark there that corresponds with the May and August, September lows of last year. So just a heck of a lot of long-term support levels here in meal. So going on into Chicago wheat. Basically, Chicago wheat has been bid up too high here. It's been basically our exports are not as competitive as people would like. So that's why we've seen that tailing off there. I know that Paris milling wheat has gone down here as well in recent days. So looking at the $5 mark to support it, along with the 505 mark, we came back pretty good there on the day. So it looks like that $5 and 505 level is going to be supported here for the near term. We'll see what happens after this 3-day weekend. But I guess, if we continue on lower here and break that $5 mark, I've got the 490 level and then on down into the 475 level. So kind of just trying to find a bottom here in the wheat markets, and I think you'll see it just on your Paris wheat futures first before you see any other kind of move higher. But we just need the U.S. dollar, really. We need the U.S. dollar to tail off because we've got the cheapest wheat in the world, except they're just beating us on shipping. So, yeah. So we need the dollar to turn around here and just have a sharp drop, and that would help the wheat situation out pretty good here too. Soybean oil, a little bit higher on the day, and I think that just, paired with soybean meal, I think that was the reason why we, just kept our bean values from going negative on the day here, but just kind of a lot of wait and see. I think we've got some pretty good support in here around the 29.75 to 29.50 level. So they take that and start to flush on higher. If it's soybean meal moving it higher, I think we'll see a choppier type of rally out of soybeans. But if it's soybean oil, if it's soybean oil rallying higher, we'll probably see a choppier rally out of soybeans. But if meal becomes the leader, watch out. This thing could rally, but we haven't really seen that yet. So on into the April live cattle market. Another down day. Still got some good support in here at 126.5 down to 125.80, 125.50. Just kind of making this range in here between 128.5 and 126.60. Not a whole lot going on here in recent days. Not making crazy new lows or crazy new highs. If you look at like the February chart, that chart has already started to range. So we're definitely slowing down in here. And, I'd like to see this thing continue on higher, but it looks like we're going to range. We need to break that level, that 128 level in the nearbys, and time is ticking on that contract, and volume's pretty low, so we'll see. I guess I pulled up the the May hog contract here. We'll get that back to April for you guys here, but I've seen some pretty supportive action at the 58.30 level. Still can't really see the close near the highs there. So bouncing off this 58.30 level, this is the second bounce. So if this 58.30 level survives, this could be the long-term buying opportunity for the hog market. We're starting to see the exact same kind of formation here that we saw in July and into early August. So I think that's what the market's kind of trading right now. I guess I've heard that the African swine fever in China isn't reported nearly as bad as what it actually is. So we'll see if that ends up coming to fruition here. But just generally, just some choppy supportive type action here. I'd look for a range between 58.30 and like 61 to 61.75 here this next week. And if we can break above like the 61.5 level, it would look like a pretty good opportunity to buy, in my opinion. So that's about all I got. If you guys need more help or want my daily newsletter, I do send out a daily newsletter here. You can sign up for that at aa-commodities.com. You can take a look at our services and our newsletter, sign up for that. The videos are also posted on here as well. And also I implement the Advantage Alert cash grain selling system, where basically when the market rallies, you see these white dots here with these ellipses. That would be where the advantage indicator down here where that triggers. So whenever that happens, I give my guys a call or a text message, whatever they prefer, and let them know. So if you want to sign up for that, feel free to go to my website and sign up. Other than that, have a good weekend, guys, and I'll see you back here on Tuesday. Thanks.